Hello everyone and welcome to all my dear students. And today is your HP class, right? So today in this class we are going to discuss the second content from first unit, that is concept of population and population education. Okay, before to start the second content of first unit, my dear students, once again I want to repeat the first part of previous class. And in the previous class, we had discussed the concept of health and health education. All right. And as we all know that according to WHO, health is defined as a complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not only the absence of disease or infirmities. It means about the definition of health and health education and about some of the importance of health education we had already discussed in the previous class. Just I am revising some important portion of part one of first unit that we have already discussed in the previous class. Okay, after then, my dear students, today in this class, second part, second content from first unit, concept of population and population education. Okay, my dear students, first of all, I want to start from the concept of population. Right, in the previous class also, we had already discussed three terms, that is population, health, and environment. And in the previous class, I have already told you that the three terms health, population, and environment are interrelated each other. All right. So, my dear students, you can see on the screen there is a concept of population. And to know the concept of population, you can see on the slide there are only the 2 points. The definition of first, the definition of population. What is the definition of population? And second point is comparing between the past and present condition of population size. Okay, my dear students, you can see on the slide, the definition is given. The population is the total number of people of any age, sex, religion, caste, etc. So population means simply the group of people. Population means the total number of people, means the group of people living in a certain place or in a certain area of any age. We know that different age group people are there, like the children, adult, youths, uh, old age, right? And sex indicate male and female, and different caste of Nepalese people. We know that, and different religions. And as we all know that the different Nepalese people follow the different religions, so that the definition of population is, once again, my dear students, you can see on the screen, total number of people or group of people of any age, sex, religion, and caste. Okay, my dear students, and once again, you can see the same slide. The second point to clarify the concept of population. Now, compare the past and present condition of population size. While you compare the past and present condition of population size, as we all know that in the past, in the ancient period, there was less population than the present. So that in the past period, few population, so because of few population, less number of population, less polluted. But recently, because of the population growth, there is a high pollution. The environment is being polluted day by day because of the population size. It means the, the population is in the increasing size. So that, my dear students, while we compare between the past and present condition of population size, that we can conclude that in ancient time the few number of population is a less population, but in present condition and the present days the population is high. It means the population size is high than the past. So that recently people are facing different types of problems, different environment problems, like pollution, like shortage of food grains, shortage of resources, and others. So that human beings should conscious to manage the population to solve different problems. Okay. Okay, my dear students. So in the concept of population, mainly you have to remember these 2 points, and by including these two important points, we can clarify that as a overall concept of population, and because of population growth, what happens, what are the different problems because of population growth rate. Okay, my dear students. And after concept of population, the next slide, my dear students, you can see, and after the concept of population, the second, population education. Now, concept of population education. So here there is mentioning a definition of population education. Okay, my dear students, and to define the population education in simple way, population education. Education means as a knowledge. So population education is a knowledge about the population. It means how to manage the population growth rate, or to know the actual condition of population, to know, to gain the knowledge of the actual number, actual condition of population, to define population education. All right. So my dear students, on the slide also you can see the definition of population education. So population education is an educational program, one of the educational program which helps students, or the students, to develop their knowledge, let me say positive knowledge, attitudes, positive thinking, attitudes, and behavior as a positive behaviors towards efforts to get quality life. It means population education is an education process, one of the continuous process. Especially, it helps to the students to develop the positive knowledge, positive attitudes among the students, positive behavior among the students. That's why to make quality life. That's towards efforts to get quality of life, means to get a quality of life, positive thinking, positive behavior, positive knowledge is very essential. And through the population education, students can learn to create positive attitudes, behaviors, that's why to make a quality life. And as we all know that quality life is very essential, and quality life helps to provide satisfaction in their life without any disturbance, without any interference, right? So the definition is mentioned in the slide. And after then, in the same slide, there is the next one point, and very important point for the very short question answer as well, for the 1 marks question. And the second point is the professor. The name of the professor is there, and Sloan Whelan of Columbia University from USA. So the first person, there as you can see in the slide, the first person to coin the term or word population education. So my dear students, once again, I want to repeat the second point of the same slide, that the name of the professor and who defined or who coined the term population education at the first time. So the name of the professor is Sloan Whelan of the Columbia University from USA. The name of the professor, and who defined the term, the word population education at a first time, and the name of the professor is Sloan Whelan from USA. Okay, my dear students, and after then, my dear students, you can see in the next slide. And in this slide also, once again, there is also one of the definition. And as we all know that there are different professor, there are different scholars. So different professors, different scholars have defined the definition of population in different ways. Like for example, different people are there, and different people have the different views. It means there is not a same view among the different people. So among the different people, they have the different views, different opinions, different thought, so that the different professor, different economists have defined the definition of population in a different ways. Okay, first of all, my dear students, you can see on this slide there, the first point is there, according to the UNESCO. So UNESCO, one of the international agency, you all of you know that, UNESCO, UNESCO, one of the international agency, international organization. So according to the UNESCO, the first regional workshop, my dear students, mind it, point it, According to the UNESCO, first regional workshop on population and family life education. And there is a title of the workshop: Population and Family Life Education. Population is a group of people, and family life education. Family life education is for to make a happy family. And one of the workshop was held in Bangkok in 1970. So, my dear students, you have to remember the name of the country, Bangkok. Did also 1970, and this is also very essential for the one marks question. So, that, my dear students, the first regional workshop held in Bangkok when in 1970. And the title is their Population and Family Life Education. According to the UNESCO, it's organized by UNESCO, my dear students. According to the UNESCO, it's organized by UNESCO, first workshop on population and family life education in Bangkok in 1970. All right, my dear students. And after then, on the same slide, the next point you can see, and just I told you, my dear students, there are different scholars, different professors, different economists have defined the definition of population education in different ways. Different people, they have different views, different thought. So that, my dear students, on the same slide, and at last you can see the R.C. Sharma is here. That's an economist. He was economist, R.C. Sharma. And according to the R.C. Sharma, the definition of population education is given on the slide. My dear students, once again, I want to repeat, the R.C. Sharma is here that at last, that's R.C. Sharma. R.C. Sharma, one of the famous economists, and according to him, according to the R.C. Sharma, the definition of population education is given in this slide. Population is an educational program. As we all know that population education is an educational program which helps learners to understand the interrelationship of population dynamics and other factors of quality of life. And different factors of quality of life are there, like health, education, shelter are some of the factors of quality of life. And to make informed and rational, sort of right decision, fair decision, correct decision with regard to population. And this is a definition according to the R.C. Sharma. And this definition clarifies that population education is one of the educational program, continuous educational program, and that learners learn the interrelationship of the population dynamics. Population dynamics that's a changeable, and as we all know that the population size is not always constant, it is changeable according to the change of time. The population might be up and down. So from the population education, learners understand the interrelationship of population dynamics and different factors of quality of life to inform and to take a right decision to manage the population. With regard to population, to manage the population. So to manage the population, learners should take a right decision, rational decision, and in case of right decision, then it helps to manage the population. And in if we manage the population, then people can get different factors of quality of life, as well as helps to minimize the population growth rate. So that population education is an educational programs. It means learners learn so many knowledge. So according to the RC Sharma definition of population education. And my dear students, once again, I have already informed to you all that the population education we can define in a different ways. In simple way also we can define different definition of population education, but different scholars, different economics professors have a different views. So according to different views, the definition we can define in different ways as well. All right. Okay. Uh, After the definition of population education, my dear students, you can see on the next slide, the next page, and here is the Title: Population Education is the integration of all. Once again, my dear students, population education is integration of all. Integration means a combination, including varieties of subject matters. It means population education includes different subject matters. It means, in next way, population education helps to gain different knowledges, like here are the combination integration including different useful subject matter which is very essential in our daily life, like family planning. First, integration of the population education. That's a second is family life education. Third is reproductive health. Next, demography. After then, sex education. And next one is population dynamics. Okay, my dear students, now I'm going to short description of that. Population education is integration of all. Means, my dear students, once again I want to repeat, integration means combination. It means population education includes varieties of subject matters, multi-dimensional. In next word, integration, multi-dimensional means including more than one subject, or including varieties of subject matters, varieties of varieties of knowledge. Like first, family planning. And my dear students, we all know that family planning is very essential in the human's life, and family planning helps to manage the population. Family planning helps to minimize the population growth rate, as well as uh, family planning also helps to minimize the birth rate as well, so that every couples or every family member should gain the knowledge of family planning. That's why, to manage the population, to minimize the population growth rate, to minimize the population growth rate, or to minimize high population growth, to reduce birth rate, family planning is very essential knowledge in our daily life, especially the couples. Parents should be conscious about the family planning to control the population, to minimize the high population growth rate, or to make a happy family, so that family planning is the first very essential subject matter included in population education. All right. And after then, my dear students, the second, family life education. And as we all know that family life education means the education knowledge how to make a happy family. As we all know that we are also the different members from the different families. We have our one family, and in our family we share, we cooperate, we love each other. So family life education is a knowledge to create a happy family in each and every family. So family planning, family life education is also one of the important subject matter, including population education, family life education. All right. And after then, my dear students, the next point is here, the next subject matter, reproductive health. And reproductive health means simply the knowledge of reproduction. It means to reproduce a healthy baby by the healthy woman. Reproductive health, good health condition of, good health condition of, good health condition by the good women. So reproductive health is also one of the important subject matter of population education. All right. And after that, my dear students, the next subject matter, demography. Demography means simply the study of population. Demography means study of human population. Because study of human population. What is the condition of population? So it means the population is in increasing or decreasing. So to know the increment, the decrement of the population size, demography is essential, because demography means to study the human population in a certain place. So this demography is also one of the important subject matter of population education. All right. And after then, the next point is there, the sex education. And the sex education, that's a knowledge of sex, safe sexual behavior. And sex education teaches us how to create a safe sexual behavior in the between the couples. And sex education also helps to create a safe relationship between the couples. So that this sex education also one of the important subject matter linked with the population education. Okay, and my dear students, after then the next subject matter population dynamics means, and just in the first second slide I have already informed to you that the meaning of dynamics as a changeable. So population dynamic means, it means through the help of the population education we can know the actual number of population. It means dynamics is changeable because the population is never constant, it's changeable according to the change of time. The population might be up and down. So population dynamic, to know the condition of population or to know the size of population, population education helps to know the condition, the changeable number of people in a certain place or in a certain area through the help of the population education. So that population dynamics is also one of the important subject matter, important subject matter which is including the population education. So, my dear students, once again, family planning, family life education, reproductive health, demography, sex education, and population dynamics, these are the integration of all. That means these are the different important subject matter. It means these 6 subject matter clarifies that population education is one of the multi-dimensional subject matter. Multi-dimensional means including more than one subject. So here on the slide you can see there are different subject matters. So that population education is multi-dimensional subject matter. Okay. Okay. After then, my dear students, after the integration of all, the next content you can see in the next slide, importance of population education now. Okay, before to discuss about the importance of population education, okay, Miss Nisa, if you are listening to me, Miss Nisa, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Nisa, do you have any confusion? Just we discuss about the population, first of all, definition of population, right? And after then the
Yes.
population education, and population education is an integration of all. We have discussed some parts of the population education. Do you have any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. If you haven't any confusion, okay, I want to ask just one question for you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, uh, Miss Nisa, okay, please you can define the definition of population education.
The education that is related to the population and its size is known as population education.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Nisa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jaindra. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Okay, Mr. Jaindra, just now we discuss concept of population education, and some of the population education as a multi-dimensional subject matter, right? So,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jaindra, do you have any confusion about that slide, about that points?
Sir, little bit in that population dynamics.
Oh, very good. So, my dear student, population dynamics, just I do dynamics means changeable. And as we all know that according to the change of time, the population will also change, because according to the change of time, because the population size is not always same. Is that possible? The population, the number of population is not always same. It means dynamics means the population size might be up and down. That's the meaning of the population dynamics. Now, to find out or to know the population increment or decrement, population education is very essential. Jaindra, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And are there any confusion? Another points?
No.
Okay. If not, okay, my dear students, for you also just only one question I want to ask. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please, boy, you can see in the slide also. Please, can you define the meaning of family life education?
Sir, family life education is the education provided to make family life more easy and
Yeah, yeah,
more healthier,
yeah.
and makes
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
live a quality life.
Yes. Okay, Zendra, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, my dear students, after the introduction of all, the next slide you can see importance of now population education, and there are mentioning some of the importance of population education. Okay, first of all, I want to read some importance of population. After then, one by one, I will describe in short as well. So the first importance of population education is knowledge of population situation conditions. Second, positive change in population behaviors. Number three, to make happy family. Number four, utilize the resources in a proper way. And number five is contributes to sustainable development. Okay, my dear students, now I am going to short description of different importance of population education. My dear students, before to describe the different importance of population education, once again, I want to repeat that if you know the definition of population education, if you know the definition, it means if you know the concept of population education, from the concept we can create the importance as well. So my dear students, while we discuss the concept of any topics, if you know about the concept, then we can easily know the different importance, like different objectives as well. So my dear students, now I want to go into short description of the importance of population education. Number one, knowledge of population situation as a condition. It means population education helps to gain the knowledge of population condition. What's the condition of population? It means the population is in increasing rate or decreasing rate. Population education helps to know the condition of population. Condition of population means the population is in increasing rate or decreasing rate. So to find out the increment of the population or decreasement of population, population education is very essential, because population education teaches us to gain the knowledge of increment of population and decreasement of the population. So that the first importance of population education is knowledge of population condition. First importance of population education. And after then, my dear students, positive change in population behaviors. Now, positive change in population behavior means to manage the population or positive attitudes towards a human being. That's why to manage the population. That's why to minimize the population growth rate. My dear students, once again, I want to repeat that population behavior means reduce or minimize the population in a certain place or in a certain area. And for that, positive change is very essential, right? Positive change is very essential. Because of positive change, human beings develop the positive behaviors, positive attitudes to minimize the population growth rate, or uh, because of positive change, couples try to minimize the number of birth rate as well. That means to manage the population. So that the second importance of population education is change. That's a change, positive change, not a negative. In case of negative change, it will become very difficult to manage the population. So positive change is very essential to manage the population. That means population behaviors. The second importance of population education. All right. Okay, after then the next importance, to make happy family. To make happy family. My dear students, as we all know that to make a happy family, satisfaction is very essential. If we feel satisfied, then we feel very happy. And now to become satisfaction, first of all, we have to manage the population. We have to manage the population, because if we manage the population, we can get different factors of quality of life. if our life is quality, then we feel satisfaction, and if we feel satisfaction, then we feel happiness. So that population education is very essential to get to manage the population. Population education is very essential to manage the population. And if we manage the population, if we control the population growth rate, then people, we can get different factors of quality of life, like health, facilities of health, facilities of transportation, communication, facilities of education, and through that we feel satisfaction. And if we feel satisfied, then we feel happy. That means to make to create happy family, population education is very essential, very important, because to make happy family. All right, my dear students. Okay, so to make happy family also one of the importance of population education. And after then, my dear students, the next importance of population education is utilize the resources in a proper way. Utilize the resources in proper way. And as we all know that different means and resources are very essential. That's why to launch different development activities, or that's why to launch different development projects in a certain place or in a certain area. So to conduct different development activities, development projects, or to get different facilities and services, available resources should be used in proper way. And if we misuse and if we misuse of the resources, then it adversely affect the condition of environment. Adversely affect the condition of environment. That means it creates a pollution, and because of pollution it adversely affect the health of people. Then it becomes very difficult to manage the population as well. So that population education also helps to teach or helps to utilize the available resources in proper way. And human beings utilize the resources in proper way if the people are satisfied. If the people are satisfied, then only human beings can proper use of resources in a proper way. And just I told you, to make satisfaction, different factors are very essential, like health, education, transportation, communication, and for that population education plays a vital role. So that for the proper use of resources is also one of the importance of population education, helps to for the proper utilization of means and resources. Okay, my dear students. And after that, the next importance of population education is contributes to sustainable development. Okay, my dear students, contributes to sustainable development. And as we all know that sustainable development means that's a long-term development. All right, sustainable development means that's a long-term development. Now, to create long-term development, first of all, we have to manage the population. We have to manage the population. Manage the population means we have use the manpower in an effective way. It means the not less and not more manpower. So contributes to sustainable development means for the sustainable development, first of all, we have to manage the population, manage the population. And if you manage the population, it helps to minimize the different environmental problems, different environmental problems. Plus, if we manage the population, sufficient resources will be available that we can use for the different development activities for the long term. So that population education also contributes, helps to create long-term development, sustainable development. So for the long-term development and long-term achievement as well, population education is very essential. Population education is very essential in this sense that population education helps to manage, helps to manage the population growth rate. And my dear students, as we all know that population growth is one of the major problem of Nepal. Not only the problem of Nepal, that's the problem of different developing countries. And as we all know that Nepal is also one of the developing country, one of the developing countries. So population growth rate is one of the major problem, one of the challenge. So we should conscious towards the population growth rate. That means we should manage the population growth rate, and to manage the population growth rate, we can adopt, we can follow the different methods to manage the population growth rate. And if we manage the population growth rate, then we can get different advantages, benefits in our daily life. All right.